Hello and welcome to the weekly energy forecast for October the 7th onwards. So I'm going to try getting these up on Mondays for the week going ahead. Somebody asked me what an energy forecast was. Yeah, I should probably explain that. So energy can come from the elements. We've got the elements of air, fire, water and earth. And these are linked to the four directions as well. So north, south, east, west. They're also linked to different aspects of ourselves. So earth energy is linked to your physical material world. So that is anything that you can touch and feel, another person, money, it's your home, it's all that sort of stuff. And air, which is east, is your mental thoughts, it's the mental realm. Fire is your passions and your spirit, it's the thing burning inside you. And west is, it's our emotions. So a lot of readers do them separately. So they'll do water readings or fire readings. I'm sure you've seen them if you're a fire sign or water sign. These, for me, I'm just trying this idea out to do a little bit of every single one, since we all have these in our charts. Regardless of your sun sign, you've got your moon, and even if you don't have, by chance, one of the elements in there, you can still use the energy around you. So I thought it'd be nice to do energy readings for the week ahead that anyone can use. I do plan to do individual star signs very soon, probably on Tuesday. I might get them up for Wednesday, and that'll be a monthly, and I'll try doing a bi-monthly. But I'm hoping that that will link into the energies that we get from the energy forecast today. So guardians of the four corners, mother in air, father in sky, angels, ancestors, sacred ones, I call on you and welcome you here now. I set the intention that whatever is gained from the lessons learned from this tool will be dedicated to the growth of all beings in all places. What are the energies for the week ahead? Can we get the universal energy? What is the universal energy for the week beginning 7th of October? I mean, time is linear anyway. Is not linear, sorry. Time in terms of energy is not linear. Nope. White Witch, be the light. Go on, can we have another one? So this is like shining, letting your internal shine on the external, which is similar to the one that we had last week, wasn't it? The Fire Guardian. I'll have a read up on that card because I'm still getting used to the meanings of these ones. They're fairly new, and it's the first time I've worked with oracle cards. I do like them though. I think they give like a grounding to readings. It's like an anchor point for the entire reading. That is coming from what universal energy have we got? Oh, try the other way. I think we're just having White Witch today. Come on. I like having two. It just gives that bit of extra, but you know what? Oh, autumn again. We're very much in the season, aren't we? So, shedding the old and rebirth into the new. Releasing old hurts, past hurts. Let's see what the White Witch says. Be the light. Take the higher road and choose the light. Remove yourself from lower energy experiences. So I feel like this is sort of a social circle cleansing. The White Witch card represents the maiden aspect of the triple goddess of paganism and modern Wicca. The maiden is gentle, innocent and pure aspect of the goddess. A loving soul who wants nothing but the best for the whole earth. Here she is joined by a horned owl, showing that she is willing to respect those with more wisdom and experience than she has. But she is also willing to trust what she feels to be right within. With this card, you are being reminded of the goddess within. No matter what is happening to you or around you, you have a choice. Choice not to be pulled into dramas, bickering and energy that are just going to limit your joy. If you are surrounded by people who are hostile towards you or someone else, or you are in a negative situation, perhaps in your workplace, you are being invited to be the light. You're an incredible person who can really bring light. So how can you change the energy? How can you redirect the conversation to love? How can you protect yourself? How can you help the person that is being picked on? Or are you the one who's guilty of causing the drama? You will know the answers. Know also that you are being encouraged to shine the light you were born to shine. So, I mean, this could be read both ways. It could be shedding internal things that are restricting you from being sorry, I've got a bit of a tickly cough going on. So that you can be your highest potential, so that you can act in a way that you know is positive and will bring joy to those around you and improve situations that you're in. Right, I'm going to use the Green Witch Tarot. I will put the names of all the decks that I use in the description as well, as a credit to the amazing authors of these and the artists. Oh, the art in this one is just phenomenal. I probably said that last week as well, but every time I see them I just feel such a connection with them. So I feel like for some of you this is looking within, and others it might be looking external at the people around you and the company you keep. And if there's anyone that is just not operating on the same vibration as yourself, then it's time to cut ties and move away from them. Just a disclaimer while I'm shuffling here for North, which is the earth energies. Please always use your intuition and higher guidance system when making choices in your life. Don't ever give your power up to reading or to a reader or to anyone really. Know that you've always got the answers inside. As I've said before, I always find we've got strength coming out there, the crone. It's the goddess in her wiser years. When she knows how to be strong and resistant. You can call that then. Ace of Wands, didn't we have that? Did we have that last week, but down here? Either way, Ace of Wands, beginning a new passion. I've completely lost my train of thought then. Oh yeah, I always say the tarot for me is like a tool. It is a tool to self-reflect and look inside yourself at what you take from this. Aquarian Insight, the tarot reader that I absolutely adore. She's always spot on. I always relate to her messages. I always find something from them. She always says that the message is not the message, it's the reaction to the message. And I think that is a good way to view the tarot, really. Is that, you know, I'm making messages and stories out of these, but it's how you relate that to your life. That the way I described it, it's like a song. So two people hear the same song, but they both get different meanings from it. And that's what it is. Wow, we're heavy on the ones today. Or this week, I should say. So I'll start with North with our earth energy. This is standing your ground. And especially if we've got this sort of universal energy of drama and standing up for what you believe to be right and what you know is good behaviour, essentially. How you should be, how you should treat people. And this is standing in your power. It's being strong and resolute to that. I am getting that sort of feeling. It's coming through quite strongly that someone needs protecting. That it's very protective energy. To the east, we've got our thoughts and the Ace of Wands. So the energy coming in is a new beginning. It's a new start to something that sparks your energy. And we had this last week as well. So it makes sense that it's going to continue into the next week. I mean, Rome wasn't built in a day, was it? So if we've still got that energy flowing through of new beginnings and new starts and shedding the old ways, stepping into the new. For our passions, we've got the Nine of Wands and the Wheel of Change, Wheel of the Year, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And this again is a new beginning here. This is the wheel turning in your favour. It's also showing that nothing ever lasts forever. Literally nothing. Everything is always constantly changing and in flux. And that's what makes life exciting, doesn't it? But there's a protective energy again here. It's protective over what you've built, though. So that could be the family, the home, the material well-beings. It could be your heart, your emotions. It's being protective. But things are changing. Things are changing for the better. And it might not even seem like that. It might feel quite negative at the time and cause some pain, because change is always a bit difficult, isn't it? And for our emotions, we've got the for West, which is water, and our emotions, we've got the King of Atoms, or the King of Swords. I'm going to have to find how to pronounce this properly. I do think it is Atoms. The King of Atoms, it's a very logical sort of energy. It's consulting your head and finding your truth. And I think this ties in again nicely with the white witch energy of being the light, knowing your truth. And that doesn't mean putting it across in a harsh way. You got to be careful with those swords. You can stab someone with them. So being careful with your words, using your intellect and your intelligence to win battles rather than going in blunt force and end up making a mess everywhere. Right, so that's the base energies I'm getting there. I will get some clarifiers just to tie it in a bit more, and I'll use the Fenestra deck. Fenestra. I can never spell this one right. I always say Fenestra, but it's Fenestra. Let's give it a shuffle for the energies. I need more space. Yeah, big massive table. By the way, this is a new table. I do apologise for the shaky camera. I am going to find something else to tether it to, but at the moment it's stuck on the edge of this table, and I love this table. It's an old table which I picked up off Marketplace. In fact, yesterday was just amazing. I'll maybe talk about that with this energy in a bit. It maybe comes in with this, actually, of meeting people with experiences that are similar to your own but further down the line. So yesterday was a day of communication for me, and I, after a party, went run around picking up furniture, and the first person I went to had I didn't even need a chest of drawers. I didn't need a chest of drawers, and I saw them on Marketplace and I was like, I have to have them. They're so, so beautiful. It's got a mermaid painted on the front of it. And it almost looks like a tarot card, and I was like, I don't care what I use it for, I'm getting that. And I went to meet the woman who's selling them, and she does the artwork on them. I get a clarifier for the chrome piece. But when I met her, it was like she just had the same sort of energy as me and similar sort of experiences, and it was just like, it was like meeting an older version of myself. It was amazing. The woman's nearly 70, and it was just, it really lit my soul up. It really lit my soul up meeting her. So we got the 10 of cups. Sorry, I said the 9, didn't I? Or did I say? I thought the 9. 10 of cups and the King of Swords again. Double confirmation there that we need to use our heads. So the 10 of cups is our happily ever after. It's that, you know, it's being successful in an emotional sort of sense. It's finding that, or reaching that goal that you've always dreamed of and always wanted. And we've got the King of Swords here again, which can also indicate legal matters. And maybe that's a specific, for someone who's watching there, a specific message there. Seeking legal advice to keep the things that they've already built. So possibly divorce, and being strong to keep the things that you've built. I think that is a very specific message of standing in your ground for someone. That's not obviously going to be everybody. Oh my word. There will come a day when I shuffle and the cards don't throw themselves across my table. Where's the Ace of Wands there? Where's the Ace of Wands there for our thoughts? I mean, that will be a new beginning for someone as well. a new beginning is, or winning a legal battle maybe. Ace of Wands. Oh, the World, completion of a cycle. Did we have that last time? Oh no, I've reached that place already. I've only done a couple of readings and I'm like, did I see this card last time? So the World, it's the end of a cycle. We've reached the end of a cycle. It's the start of a new one. And it's something about our creative passions that we want to start, or that we can start. The energy is there to be used. Come on, give me another one for the Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. Oh, okay. And the Nine of Swords. That's our first swords. Oh no, I've got the King of Swords there. I feel like there's some mental stresses going on about either where we've just been or where we're going to. This is anxiety, this is stress, this is what have I done? But it's going towards a new beginning. And like I said, I think it comes back to this protecting what you've got and that sort of sense of I don't want to lose what I've already built. I don't want to start a new beginning because I've already built this. I've already reached the end of a cycle. I don't want to start the new one. But it is, the wheel is turning. It is time for change. And even when change can be difficult, can involve legal matters and heartache, it is always for the benefit of us, even the bad times. It tells about the Nine of Cups and the Wheel of the Year. And we got 3 cards. Oops. Magician, the Fool, and the Hanged Man. This is exactly the energy I was just saying. So the Hanged Man is all about pause. It's taking a breather while you assess to go forward. And the Fool is the start. We definitely had the Fool out last week. The Fool is the start of a new cycle. And that leads into the Magician, card number 1. So we've got a natural progression here of starting with the tools ready to start it. But why are we pausing? Why are we stopping with this? Because we're scared to lose what we've already gained. We're scared to go forward. I mean, who knows what is going to happen when he steps off there? It can't be anything good. And that's what we tell ourselves. And that's why we take a pause. We take a pause before we leap off into the unknown. But you have the tools, you have all the aces there for this new cycle. This cycle's done. You've learned everything you can from this situation. Oh, this is feeling so specific. I'm getting a very, very specific reading here for some of you maybe. It's feeling very much like the end of a relationship. It's shedding the old because it wasn't any good for you, whatever this connection was. And it's stepping into the new and being the light and surrounding yourself with positivity. But I feel like some people haven't made that leap yet. They're paused, they're looking at things in a new perspective. I mean, I think we're in that time of year anyway. We're getting close to Halloween and it's that whole symbolism of death, that death of the old and the shedding of old skin and the start of the new. And I always feel like this time of year is the start anyway. This is it's the end and the start really, isn't it? I always feel like autumn is the end. And then winter, we rest. Winter, we are in this mode of just just waiting for the next new beginning. Tell me about the King of Atoms. Why is the King of Atoms there? Oh, we nearly ended up with cards everywhere again. Why is the King of Atoms there? There we go. Knight of Swords. So, you know, he does things aggressively. And the King of Wands. Wow. We're heavy on the court cards. We are heavy on the court cards. See, these could be people. These could be people in your life. This one is like an advisor at his highest vibration. He is someone with good advice and knowledge. He's someone you go to for advice on legal matters. He's the person you call when you don't know how to work something on the computer. And when I say he, I'm just referring to the cards, and the energy from the cards is a masculine energy, but the gender is completely, it doesn't have to be, the age doesn't have to be, but it tends to be someone who's quite wise, not necessarily older, but old at heart. The Knight of Swords, I feel this is more of an energy. It's quite an aggressive charge towards something. See, he's got his sword, he looks like he's ready for battle. And like I said, the Knights always progress a situation. They always take a charge in somewhere. And then we've got the King of Wands. The King of Wands is another mature energy, another masculine energy, not necessarily male, but someone who has mastered their trade, who knows their passions, they know their stuff. That's the person you go to when, this is like a teacher sort of energy. It's more like a teacher. So this would be more like your lawyer, this would be like your teacher. But it can also be the energies of yourself. But I feel like this knight is charging off somewhere. And it could be leaving one of these kings behind and going for the other one. Could be. I'm going to get another clarifier because, I don't know, I've got 3 court cards there and there's not really anything to tell me how they're interlinked. Can I get a clarifier for the clarifiers, please? Oh my God, exactly what I've just said. 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups is finding somebody who matches your cup. And maybe these 2 people have found each other. This could be your own energy and someone else's energy. It could be 2 people that you're choosing between, but it's finding that person who completes you, who matches you and mirrors you and is more your soulmate. But saying that, I mean, soulmates don't just have to be romantic. They can be kindred spirits. It can be people that you work with, family. It's just that person who sparks your energy and sparks your creativity. So there's a lot of like hanging around and scared to move forward here. And then at the same time, in our emotions, it's like our emotions have already chose. Our emotions have already know the direction we want to go in. The head is still holding on to the past a little, but being strong, maybe not showing that hurt. I feel like someone is putting on a brave face. Sorry, that's not the head. I always see north as the head because that logically makes sense for me. So that's our earth energy, isn't it? But still putting on a brave face and a brave front whilst dealing with emotional loss. And then our head is just trying to adjust to this new beginning, this new cycle. Just know that it is for the betterment of us that we move into the next cycle. Can I get some clarifiers for the universal energy, please? Thank you. Decisions. Choices and decisions. So we've got lots of choices on where we can take our light, where we can take our growth. Oh, what are these three? No more swords. No, I'm not going to take them. Too many. Come on, tell us about the universal energy for the White Witch in autumn. Ah, I hate it when I get stuck on a card. Queen of Swords. Knowing your truth and sticking to your truth. Similar to the King of Swords, but a bit more intuitive, a bit more feminine energy. This is not taking any shit. Pardon my language. This is, it's kind of like strength. It's that, look, she's got her hand off to the side, dismissing it. Just like, no, don't want to hear it. I've heard it all before. I know my truth. I know my power. It's standing in your power. And it's making that choice and decision based on your emotions and based on your intuition in your head. And knowing, you know what choice you want to make. You know what choice you want to make. And it's that time now. It's that time now to walk into the new beginning. With pride and with strength. And with also a little bit of wonder. I love the Fool card. I love innocence in its purest sense. Like, it reminds me of children. Like, children have no fear, they have no hate, they have no judgments. They just walk forward with a clear start. And I feel like this is what... You keep the lessons from the world,